This is Alothia, reading for Kailee. I remember seeing the collector's edition box on the shelf at a Best Buy shortly after it had come out. The art on the box drew my attention more than anything. I had never played an MMO before, but I remembered being younger and playing Final Fantasy Tactics on the original PlayStation console, and the art reminded me of it. So I picked it up and carried it to the counter, only to be told it was nearly $80. It went back on the shelf. I remember going to a friend's house that weekend and asking him what he thought of the game. I knew he had played it before, and I trusted his opinion on games. He told me it was absolutely terrible. At first, I was happy I had not bought it, but then he started to tell me of the wonderful years he had playing its predecessor, Final Fantasy XI, the people he had met, the relationships he had formed, and the friends he still talked to even after all this time. I wanted that from a game, but I felt so far behind when it came to trying 11, and I was scared I wouldn't be accepted into established groups, especially the RP ones. So I returned to the Best Buy shortly after and purchased the game, deciding it best to give it a try. Even if the game was bad, to me that meant the number of players would be lower, and with the game being fairly new, I wouldn't feel like a total newbie. I gave it a try for a little while, and due to unfortunate and sad events of my real life, I only made it to about 20th level in Archer before I had to put it away for several months. When I returned, the game was completely different. Yoshi had done his best to change things for the better. I remember my first reaction was the surprise in seeing that physical level was now gone, immediately followed by a minor, comical rage that the area of effect skill the archers got at level 20 had been moved to 50. I decided it was time to try and actually be social, to go out and meet people, to try and have those experiences I was missing out on that my friend had treasured so much from Final Fantasy XI. A few shouts and Limsa Laminsa revealed that I was, in fact, on a non-RP server. A very helpful player directed me to the RP community website, and I eventually found myself on Besaid, with not a guild of my name. That's when I met the Everwatch. I remember now, looking back, that the Everwatch bred some of the most cherished memories I have from gaming, as well as some of the most irritating. I learned quickly what it meant to RP with large groups, as all my previous experience had been with the pen and paper style RPGs, where there were at most 5 people at the table. I also learned about myself, my character, and where we both fit in Eorzea. Kailee was quickly developing into an alternative me, an extension of myself that was as much alive to me as anyone. It was around then that she suddenly turned from a concept, a relatively one-layered idea, into something complicated, flawed, and beautiful. I can remember watching these moments occur for other people as well, seeing them suddenly step out of their shell and become deep personalities. I don't think I would have traded the time I spent with the people in the Everwatch for anything, even if some of the members would occasionally get on my nerves. We all recognized that it was character flaws and not each other that made conflicts arise, so disagreements were almost always civil discussion. Now, what seemed like an entire eternity later, I'm about to step into a new Eorzea, full of opportunity both for me and Kailee. However, this time, for the first time, I won't be alone. I have met some people along the way I don't think I will ever forget. Nell, Minari, Ava, Alothia, and many others. They're all wonderful people. They have taken the time to just be there as friends, both to me and Kailee, and I could never thank them enough. In the end, I think, it won't be what I remember now, but what I will always remember. Because now, on the precipice of a new beginning, I finally have the relationships I had strived for when first looking at that box so long ago, and those people will always have a place in my heart. That is what I will.